Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another video. This video is pretty much going to be my work makeup. It's going to be really simple, really easy, really quick. I don't do a lot when I work or when I go to work. I personally like to be a little more like minimalistic, I guess you could say. I'm definitely not as crazy and over the top as I am in any other video. However, if you are new here, my name is Lonyea, and make sure you hit the subscribe button before you go, and also tap the notification bell so that way you're notified every single time I post a video. And let's roll the intro. So as I mentioned, I don't do a lot. I usually just apply like a little bit of makeup, just a little to make myself look awake. Personally, I have grown accustomed to looking more natural and like being okay with that. You know what I mean? I used to go to work and always have to have a full face of makeup on and have crazy over-the-top eyeshadow and all of that. That was mainly when I worked in makeup. So, you know, you want to advertise what you can do. But now, I can't be bothered. So I usually either use my Milk Hydro Primer or I'll use my Pat McGrath Labs Foundation Primer. Just something to prime my skin to give me a little barrier, keep my makeup on for a little longer than normal. I do apply a serum and a moisturizer to my skin after I wash my face. So technically, I don't really need to use a primer since I do have a serum and a moisturizer on, but I feel like I just, you know, do that extra step just because it's routine by now. So I don't know if you guys remember this foundation. This is the CoverFx Total Coverage Cream Foundation in N100. I don't know if they're getting rid of this foundation or what, but it was on sale, or it's been on sale for like the longest time, and N100 is out. So I don't know, but I've had this for a long time. Don't be like me. Don't be gross. But I really love it. I love the coverage. I love the color. I love everything about it. So I just take a kabuki brush, just any type of brush. And what I do with this is just pretty much spot apply. Like, I don't want a lot of makeup on like I would have with a regular cream or liquid foundation. So I just like apply just a little bit to the spots where I have like, you know, dark spots. You can do the same thing with concealer if you want to, and get that same kind of like effect if that's what you're looking for. But like I said, I just use it to spot conceal in some areas where I feel like I need a little bit of extra TLC, you know? So it's mainly the areas where I have like a dark spot. So it's usually like right down here in my cheek area, over my upper lip, my nose, and then like just around my forehead. But I don't take this overboard. So now that we have a little bit of foundation on, I'm going to take my Pat McGrath Labs Concealer. This is in the shade M20. This concealer is a little more thicker, so I definitely don't use a lot. I just use this to highlight, you know, a little bit of my skin. I don't go crazy. I don't go over the top. This is how much concealer I use on an everyday basis. And I just use this JH08 brush. It's like a concealer kabuki brush. And I use this. I used this one day because you guys know I love to use my beauty blender. And I was really shocked at how much I actually liked using this brush to blend it out. It was so quick. It blended everything out really, really nicely, especially this concealer. This concealer can be, like I said, like a thicker consistency. It's definitely not like super lightweight like my ColourPop. So I feel like using this brush definitely like helps with blending it out and like thinning it out a little bit. But if you want to use your beauty blender, you could definitely use your beauty blender. So I always just take my brush, my big kabuki brush that I use. This hair is like getting all over my face and it's annoying the heck out of me. But I just take this kabuki brush and just kind of run it over the areas where I apply concealer just to make sure that it's not crazy, like all over the place. So to set down my concealer, I use my Pat McGrath Labs. This is the Sublime Perfection Blurring Under Eye Powder in medium. I did a review on this and I just really loved the way that this powder looked and felt. It's very silky. I won't say that it keeps me matte because by the end of the day, I usually have a little bit of a shine to my skin, but I definitely feel like it does a really good job of like setting down the concealer. And I know I'm using a lot of Pat McGrath's, this is just what I grab. Like, there's no explanation besides, like, I literally go into my concealer drawer and I'm like, oh, I don't use my Pat McGrath concealer a lot. Let me use that, you know, to go to work. Or let me use the blurring powder because I really like how that sets concealer. Or, you know, whatever it may be, I just grab the powder and I'm just like, okay, like, this will work. So, but I've found that these products, just from the first week of work that I worked for me. And I feel like I look presentable, but I don't look, like, over the top crazy. You know? So I'm going to move on to blush. I always use my Black Radiance True Complexion Contour Blush in the shade Toasted Almond. I don't contour usually on an everyday basis. I just apply a little bit of blush because I feel like it just gives a little color to the cheeks. Like, I feel like I just look like one-dimensional, like flat without some blush. So I just add a little bit of blush. I always go over the top and go crazy. Y'all know me. And then I apply a little bit of highlighter. I take my Milk Makeup highlighter and it's like coming up, but it's in the shade Glazed. It's like the more bronzy tan shade. So I just like kind of graze over my cheekbones, just very subtly, not over the top. As you guys can see, my style when going to work is nice, but subtle, like just not doing too much. So the last and final step, besides mascara, I mean, I might as well go ahead and put on my mascara. I just grab a mascara. This is the Laura Mercier Caviar Volume. I really like this mascara actually for my top lashes. I'm very particular about what I put on my bottom lashes. So it's always the It Cosmetics Superhero Mascara. That is like what I always use. So I'm very, very, very particular. But I just apply a coat. I never apply 2 coats. I don't know why. I just go through, make sure my lashes are brushed, and then go from there. Like mascara and lashes aren't like extremely important to me when going to work because I do wear my glasses when I go to work. Like when I go to work, I am like the complete opposite of whatever you guys see. What you guys see is dramatic, over the top, crazy Lon, and then when I go to work, I'm like the complete opposite. But I do fill in my brows, so I just do like a light little fill. I use my Benefit Precisely, my brow pencil, and just kind of like go through them a little bit. Not super crazy, nothing over the top, but I definitely want to give it a little bit more of a fill than, you know, not having them filled in. This is definitely optional if you want to look like you wear makeup, or like if you want to look like you don't wear makeup but is wearing makeup. You can always use like a Benefit Gimme Brow, and you could just like brush through the hairs. Now this particular product has like fibers in the product, so it gives your brows a fuller effect. So you could just use something like this and like you have your brows looking a little more filled in. But I like to go in with the pencil as well, any type of pencil. You can use whatever pencil that you want, just to give myself a guideline on like underneath of my brow and just like a little fill in the sparse areas. But I will say, rarely do I ever set my brows on an everyday work basis. Usually the amount of time that I have for work is like to get ready is like 10 minutes. So I'm like rushing through this like routine, trying to get it done in under like 10 minutes, just so I don't take the extra steps to brush through my brows. I can't be bothered, you know? Okay, you guys, so last but not least, I apply a little bit of highlighter into my inner corner because it's usually like 8 o'clock in the morning when I'm getting ready and I want to open up and widen and brighten my inner corner. So I apply a little bit of that. I spray my face because even though I didn't use like a ton of product on my skin, I still use powder and I don't want to have that powdery kind of cast like look. So I always make sure that I apply a setting spray. It's just me. It's just how I do it. And then last but not least is lip gloss. I usually go in with this Bath & Body Works. This is, what is it called? Bigelow. It's their lip gloss and I have like 4 of them. Well, I think I'm down to 2 now. I have 2. I have this one and like the darker mint one, but I usually like the mint lip glosses. And I just apply it to my lips. I usually do this when I'm at work and I have it in my pocket. I always like to have something on my lips, whether it's lip gloss, whether it's chapstick. I have a Burt's Bees. Like I always keep chapstick in my like purse or something because, you know, like your lips can be crusty. So, I mean, they can, but why would you want your lips to be crusty, you know? So, okay, you guys. So that pretty much wraps up my everyday work routine. This tutorial is great for those that want to go to work, want to look presentable, but don't want to look over the top or crazy. I think I look like myself, but just a little bit better. Now the brows, you know, varies. If you want them a little more dramatic, they can definitely be more dramatic. Anything on this face could be more dramatic than what it already is. But I think my goal for this makeup look is to look like yourself, but just a smidge better, you know, just to look a little more awake, a little more alive. You have a little color to the cheek, you have a little highlight, so you have a little glow, but it's still not overly done. There's not a crap ton of makeup. You can still see some of my dark spots on my face. The under eye isn't super bright. It looks natural. Everything looks natural but great, and I feel beautiful. Every single time I go to work, I feel beautiful. And there are some days where I don't do makeup at all. I mean, it all depends on how I'm feeling in the morning. If I want to look good or if I want to just look like myself and just be like, yes, you still look good, but you just ain't got no makeup on. So it all depends. You can also tweak this to your liking. You can put a little bit of eyeliner, some black eyeliner if your eyes are a little larger. You can put some black liner if you want to do that. You could do a wing if you want to do that. It all depends on how much time you have, how much time you want to take on your makeup, how many steps you want to do. But I would definitely recommend a nude or white if you're white, or Asian. Somebody with a lighter complexion, you can use a white or a nude eyeliner in the waterline. That'll also make your eyes look bigger. It'll make it look fresh. It'll make it look awake. But I just can't be bothered with eyeliner in the morning. I just never ever put it on. I think I look fine with it. My eyes are big enough with or without it, so I just skip that step. But it's definitely a primer, foundation, concealer, setting powder, blush, highlighter, and setting spray and brows. So it's like a 8-step thing for me. I do 8 different steps, and not including the lip gloss because I do that when I'm at work. Actually, I put on my lip gloss before I do my makeup because I always do that because my lips are always crusty. So, however, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you found something helpful, something useful for yourself to wear either every day when you're going to the park, to the grocery store, pick up the kids, take the kids to practice, whatever it may be. Just something to spruce yourself up, make yourself feel beautiful, but still effortless and beautiful. So thank you so much for watching. I will catch you guys in tomorrow's video. I love you all, and I'll see you soon.